Investing in the environment today is an investment in the future we want to leave for the generations yet unborn. A healthy environment provides clean air, water, fertile land, and a safe climate for people and communities to thrive. Recognizing this, the Ogun State government, through the State Ministry of Environment, in collaboration with the Ministry of Forestry, organized the third edition of its tree planting program, themed Root for the Future, Plant a Tree, Heal the Earth, in Abeokuta. Speaking at the event, Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, represented by his deputy, Engineer Noimot Salako Oyedele, said, investing in environmental sustainability is important.
We are gathered here not merely to place seedlings in the soil, but to make an investment in our environment and in the generations that will come after us. Today's theme, Root for the Future, Plant a Tree, Heal the Earth, is particularly timely. Climate change is no longer a distant concern. Rising temperatures, flooding, prolonged dry seasons, land degradation, and biodiversity loss are realities that increasingly affect our communities, livelihoods, and economy. Environmental stewardship is therefore an essential part of sustainable development. I commend the leadership of Mr. President, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, whose administration continues to give priority to environmental sustainability through initiatives including the Nigeria's Energy Transition Plan, the National Clean Cooking Policy, afforestation and ecosystem restoration, climate-safe investments, and carbon market development. Ogun State remains committed to supporting these national objectives through our own investments in afforestation, renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and green infrastructure. As Nigeria's industrial capital, Ogun State continues to experience rapid economic growth, urbanization, and investment. This transformation has created jobs and opportunities, but it has also increased pressure on our forests, biodiversity, and natural resources. Our responsibility is therefore to ensure that economic development and environmental sustainability advance together.
The governor also stated that the government would continue to restore degraded ecosystems.
Guided by this philosophy, our administration has deliberately placed environmental sustainability at the heart of our Building Our Future Together agenda. Through the Ministry of Environment and the Ministry of Forestry, we continue to restore degraded ecosystems, strengthen waste management and environmental sanitation, protect biodiversity, improve flood control, and expand our afforestation and reforestation programs. I'm particularly pleased that Tree Planting Day has grown beyond a government initiative into a statewide movement involving schools, tertiary institutions, corporate organizations, community development associations, faith-based organizations, development partners, and individual citizens. Planting a tree is only the beginning. Ensuring that it grows to maturity is the true measure of our commitment. We have therefore institutionalized the monitoring of the thousands of seedlings distributed during previous tree planting days through field inspections, growth assessments, and geotagging to ensure that these trees survive and mature. Every mature tree contributes to cleaner air, reduced carbon emissions, groundwater recharge, biodiversity, healthier communities, and greater protection against the effects of climate change. Our environmental agenda therefore goes beyond today's exercise to include sustainable waste management, flood control, forest restoration, urban renewal, and the creation of healthier public spaces.
Abiodun urged participants to sustain tree planting efforts and ensure that planted trees mature through proper care and nurturing.
To our revered traditional rulers, I thank you for your enduring role as custodians of our heritage and indigenous conservation practices. I encourage you to continue discouraging indiscriminate deforestation, to protect wildlife, and promote indigenous tree species. For instance, the protected forest at Oluga Kemta in Odeda local government area, which has been preserved for well over a century, reminds us that environmental conservation has long been part of our traditional values. To our schools and higher institutions, I encourage the establishment of environmental clubs and tree gardens. And to our young people, the environment you inherit tomorrow will depend greatly on the choices we make today. Make environmental responsibility part of your identity. Plant trees, protect nature, and encourage others to do the same. Sustainable development can only succeed when government, the private sector, and our communities work together. I seize this opportunity to appreciate our development partners, donor agencies, corporate organizations, professional associations, civil society organizations, and environmental advocates whose collaboration continue to strengthen our programs. As we distribute another round of seedlings, let every beneficiary remember that receiving a tree means accepting responsibility for its survival. The success of this program will ultimately not be measured by how many seedlings we distribute, but by how many healthy trees are standing across Ogun State in the years ahead. I therefore call on every resident of Ogun State to become an ambassador for environmental sustainability. Plant a tree, nurture it, protect the trees around you, and encourage others to do the same.
Also, the Commissioner for Environment, Dr. Ola Oresanya, said that urban afforestation is key to environmental sustainability.
This is a signpost for our commitment to urban afforestation in Ogun State. And while the Commissioner for Forestry is focusing on the rural and major afforestation and reforestation in the state, the synergy between the Ministry of Forestry and the Ministry of Environment, which is Ogun State happens to be, if not the only state in Nigeria that has the Ministry of Forestry. Most other states in Nigeria, you combine forestry with either agri or environment. But that tells Ogun State has a unique interest and value for afforestation. And this underscores the importance of high industrialization. We are growing as an industrial state, and we are still growing. And every industry that is established in Ogun State, there are trees that you cut off from clearing the land and the rest of it. So while the Ministry of Forestry ensures that every industry must plant trees at our forestry reserve, the Ministry of Environment ensures that the community will continue to grow trees within our towns and our cities. The Ministry of Physical Planning is also here. There's a policy in Ogun State that states the fact that 25% of your land space, when you are building, 25% of the land space is reserved for green. And the Ministry of Physical Planning ensures that before they issue out building permit, Ministry of Environment ensures compliance with this. So our urban afforestation strategy is key.
Also, the Commissioner for Forestry, Engineer Taiwo Oludotun, said the state government had resuscitated all 6 forest reserves that were moribund before the commencement of the Abeokuta administration.
Since the advent of this administration, we have planted over 3 million trees. 3 million trees. And before this government, we have 9 forest reserves in Ogun State. Out of these 9 forest reserves in Ogun State, about 6 has gone moribund. But with this government, we have been able to resuscitate all these forest reserves in Ogun State. So we have a very good forest cover. And another thing I want us to know is that not only do we get oxygen from trees, the tree provides source of income to every one of us. And the tree you plant today will continue to give oxygen to the unborn children. Not only that, it provides shelter for the unborn children. So it is very important for all of us as individuals to plant trees, because these trees we plant, at the end of the day, will outlive us. And the tree, sometimes we just think, okay, we are planting trees. If you have a newborn baby today, there's a way you can signify that day as a very important day for you. With that, you can plant a tree to signify that day as a very important day for you. And on your birthday too, you can plant, if any good thing, even your retirement, you can plant a tree to say, okay, this is the day I retire and I'm going to plant a tree to signify it. But it is very, very important for us to plant trees in our house.
Goodwill messages were also delivered at the event.
Every tree planted contributes to clear air, healthier ecosystems, biodiversity conservation, and climate resilience. More importantly, it demonstrates our commitment to living a better environment than we inherited. When governments will continue to provide leadership through sound policies and practical initiatives, lasting success can only be achieved through collective action.
Tree planting, it has become the cornerstone of environmental campaign in the world today. If we can imbibe a natural environment where we can enjoy natural air, a lot of advantage for us. If we plant tree, it absorbs carbon dioxide. So it will be of advantage, not to us alone, and to those generations coming behind us.
In a welcome address, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Environment, Dr. Kafayat Lawal, spoke on the importance of environmental sustainability.
This year's theme, Root for the Future, plant a tree, heal the earth, will not be more timely. It reminds us that the future we desire depends on the decisions we make today. Every tree planted represents cleaner air, healthier ecosystems, protected biodiversity, improved livelihoods, and renewed hope for generations yet unborn. Over the years, Ogun State has remained steadfast in its commitment to environmental sustainability under the leadership of His Excellency Prince Govt Abeokuta CON. Through deliberate policies and practical actions, the state government has continued to promote afforestation, urban greening, biodiversity conservation, and climate resilience. The fact that we are celebrating the third edition of this event demonstrates that Tree Planting Day has become a hallmark of our environmental stewardship and social accountability. We have witnessed growing participation from schools, tertiary institutions, corporate organizations, community associations, faith-based organizations, youth groups, and environmental advocates. This partnership sends a powerful message that protecting our environment is everyone's responsibility. Climate change is no longer a distant concern. We experience its effect through rising temperatures, flooding, unpredictable rainfall, land degradation, and the gradual loss of our precious biodiversity.
The highlight of the event was the planting of trees across different locations in the state. Earlier, the Ministry of Forestry organized a stakeholders meeting with charcoal dealers, timber contractors, and farmers to harness the economic potential of eucalyptus tree as part of efforts to boost internally generated revenue, create investment opportunities, and promote sustainable forest management across the state. The meeting, which was held at the Ministry of Forestry's conference room in NTA Abeokuta, brought together key stakeholders in the forestry sector. Speaking, the Commissioner, Engineer Taiwo Oludotun, enjoined the stakeholders to embrace the initiative and take advantage of the economic opportunities presented by eucalyptus cultivation.
This meeting provides an opportunity to strengthen collaboration among key stakeholders in expanding commercial tree planting in the state. Eucalyptus has become one of the most economically viable tree species due to its rapid growth, adaptability, and wide range of industrial uses, including timber, pulp and paper production, biomass energy, furniture components, and other wood products. Increased investment in eucalyptus plantation will not only guarantee a sustainable supply of raw materials for industries, but will also create employment opportunities, improve rural livelihood, increase government revenue, and contribute significantly to the climate change mitigation through carbon sequestration. The quality of seedlings is fundamental to the success of any plantation program. I therefore commend UEFA Forest Resources Development Company of Nigeria for its commitment to produce high-quality eucalyptus seedlings capable of supporting large-scale afforestation, commercial plantation development within and beyond Ogun State. I also commend UEFA for the establishment several hectares of eucalyptus plantation to demonstrate its acclimatization to Nigerian climate.
Engineer Oludotun shed more light on the eucalyptus tree and its benefits to society at large.
We have also involved some of these private sectors and some of these NGOs to partner with us. So what we have done is we have companies like Nigerian breweries that partner with us in terms of reforestation of our forest, and we also have IITA. And what we have done is to identify most of these forests where we have more of deforestation. So what we have done is to allow these partners to plant these trees for us in conjunction with the state government. And most of these moribund forest reserves now, they've now come back to life, and we can boldly tell you today that we have forest cover back in our forest reserve and Oja Odo. And we now look at it that, okay, what is the cause of this deforestation? We discover that most people depend on forests for their living. Or, okay, how do we discourage them from depending on the trees in our forest? So what we have done is to empower most of these indigents, or most of these people that depend on our forest reserve. What we have done is to empower some of them and encourage them to plant trees for us. And these trees, there are some trees that are more economical, and there are some that we plant for the reason for our forest cover. So part of what we have done is to talk to the Chinese that have come to us severally, that they want to partner with us. Okay, they said there is this species of trees, eucalyptus, that within 4 years it will attain its full maturity. 4 years. And what we used to have in our forest is trees like indigenous trees. We have teak, we have malinas, and these trees take about 8 to 10 years for them to get matured before anybody can exploit them. So now that the Chinese have come up with another species, which is eucalyptus, that will just take 4 to 5 years for it to get to maturity. Now we look at, okay, let's run a pilot on it. So we indeed started, and we discovered that indeed this kind of species of tree, that is the eucalyptus, is economically viable.
It therefore advised the public to key into the habit of planting trees because it is the new gold in town.
Hence, we need to involve most of our stakeholders, the contractors, those people that depend on the forest trees for living and for business. So we need to introduce this kind of species of trees to them, that, okay, if you can plant these trees in conjunction with the states, this tree will get to maturity between 4 to 5 years, and the return on investment to the investors and these individuals and to the states will be a win-win business. So we decided to introduce this species of trees to them, and this particular species of trees can be used by the paper pulp companies, it can be used by furniture companies, it can be used in terms of roofing of various homes. So, and we discovered that the demand for it is so high. So we decided to go into it as a government for us to plant these trees, and also to partner with most of these contractors that are willing to work with the ministry for us to to plant these trees. And this will at least be a kind of relief to the indigenous trees that we have in our forest to use as a cover. So hence we decided to call this stakeholders meeting to introduce this species of trees to the stakeholders.
Also speaking, the marketing manager of Wafa Forest Resources Development of Nigeria Co. Limited, Mr. John Yi, said the company had secured some hectares of land across the country with the capacity to cultivate and produce more seedlings annually.
In China, we have planted more than 500 million hectares of eucalyptus tree. 500 million hectares. Now we plant 10,000 hectares in Ogun State. Every year we produce more than 12 million tissue culture eucalyptus flower now. But the normal kind of tree, they need to plant or they need to grow up more than 7 years or 8 years or 10 years or 15 years. But for the eucalyptus tree, it can grow up just 4 or 5 years. This kind of eucalyptus tree is produced by the tissue culture to produce it. It's different from the traditional seedling to get it. You cut small pieces of the most good eucalyptus tree and use the tissue culture technology. We can produce it there. It can grow up small. Just for one bottle of there are more than 100 pieces of small flower there. When the flower grow up, we carry into the flower area. It can grow up under the sunshine.
Some stakeholders at the meeting also had this to say about the event.
The advantage here is this. Now, because it's a tree culture, unlike other indigenous trees that could take like 8-10 years or thereabouts, this one within 4 or 5 years you can start harvesting, especially considering your objectives of establishing. If it is for pulp and paper, within the next 4 or 5 years you can begin to harvest. Maybe for timber you may have to wait a little bit, maybe like 5-6 years. Then that coming to the economic implication, it means that instead for you to wait, you don't have to wait for about 10-15 years before you start having a rate of return on your investment. You can start making your profit from within the short period of time of planting. And the beauty of it is that you can as well plant other things alongside. You can plant your agricultural crops like pepper, tomato, maize, and all those things for the period. That's what we call agroforestry. So as a matter of fact, if the team population of farmers and agro industry people can embark into this kind of seedlings to raise, it makes it easy. Then there is the rate of return, the profit margin, and all those things will increase, and that will make the people, the farmers, to have a value for their money, and at the same time, state government will also help us to reduce pressure on our natural forest that we actually need to conserve. So we need to conserve our natural forest. So once we have these other alternatives that can generate income within a short period of time, it reduces pressure on our natural forest.
I really want to commend the Ministry of Forestry for this opportunity that is given to the forest stakeholders. We have learned that actually there is an opportunity to invest in the forest value chain within a short period of time, less than 5 years, and you can actually get a return. Unlike the previous understanding that we had then, that if you plant a tree before you can make a return on an investment on tree planting and forest business, you have to wait 7, 8, 10 years. And with this now, it's a kind of a a welcome development and opportunity, and for investors, to participate in this initiative of planting eucalyptus, and instead of planting all other species of trees that you have to wait for more than 7, 10, 15, 25 years. At least this is a kind of an opportunity that within 5 years, whatever you invest in the eucalyptus plantation and investments, you can actually make a return within 5 years period.
The program has boosted our morale to do more in tree plantation. We have partnered with the state government. We planted some trees in Olokemeji, and my own company, Tolados, we planted some trees in Arakonga. I have my own private plantation. At the same time, I'm encouraging my people, because we have an association where we establish a tree planting company, and we have been doing a lot in tree plantation and green revolution all around the globes.
These initiatives are part of the deliberate efforts of the Prince Dapo Abiodun-led administration to promote environmental sustainability while creating economic opportunities for the people. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn, àjọṣe gbogbo wa ni.
Shigiri